Yes, people, and welcome back to Normski TV and the What's Going On podcast. And listen, excuse me for my throat. It's probably from the shouting I was doing the other night when I went to Uptown with a couple of group of friends to go and watch Arsenal almost make it to a Champions League and win a cup. But unfortunately, we fell short. So guys, please forgive me for my voice. It's just about coming back. It's been really bad. I don't know if it's cold or whatever, but it seems to be going around. So some throat infection. So listen, apart from Arsenal making me shout at them, Odegaard, Saka, probably that's why I lost my voice. And obviously when Kai Havertz scored that first goal, the first 6 minutes that came, I thought, can it be our year? But obviously not. But listen, please smash that like button, subscribe and share to the channel if you're new. And listen, let's get to 1,050 really quick, guys. Listen, people have, some have subbed, some have dropped off. It is the way it is. Maybe some people are not happy with my thoughts when it comes to Mikel Arteta, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. But listen, big up to everybody. And listen, before I get into the chat, let me bring in Mr. Big D. And obviously, we've got a lovely guest here in Mr. Yasser TV. Big up to you, Yasser, every time. Chelsea man. So we'll get him in because we need to have some conversations around Arsenal and the banter. Some people will call it proper hate. Do you know what I mean? So it is what it is. But listen, before we get into it, Big D, what we saying, brother? How you doing?
Yeah, doing all right, Norms. Busy weekend is well, a proper work weekend, really. But
I know, man. He wasn't really, he wasn't talking much in the WhatsApp group. So
yeah, worked the whole weekend. So madness. But yeah, man, all good. Otherwise, everyone's doing okay.
Man. Cool. And Mr. Yasser, welcome to the show again. Great to have you.
Big up for having me.
I'm glad you are.
Bro, every time I come here, I remember my predictions, bro. That's why I'm annoyed. Every time I come here, I remember when I done that show with you about my predictions, bro.
Remind me again.
Nah, I'm not reminding you, bro.
Come on, man. Remind me. Come on.
Nah, remember I said we're gonna. What's it called? We're gonna be in the race as long as we can, and then fall off. Do you remember?
Yeah. You've fallen off a little way. You know what I mean?
And then all of that man's lost managers, man.
that kind of tend to falling off that way. But listen, we move. How are you doing anyway? Long time you haven't been on the show, but listen, to have you grace our platform. How you been doing?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right. Nothing.
Cool.
The usual stuff. Season's ended. We can get a bit of a rest.
Yeah. Cool. And getting around the different platforms and sharing your views concerning Arsenal and amongst other teams, but Arsenal especially. And I noticed you've got something behind your. Listen, let's not talk about that. That's all. That's right. Let's not talk about that right now.
Or you can see this. You can see this one.
No, it's okay. It's
without Sky it.
It's okay. We're good. So listen. Before we get into the show, I just want to quickly go into the chat and big up to Guaja and the Perez of the mods. Just saying good luck to our players for the 2026 FIFA World Cup coming up. They flew off a couple of days ago, and it's crazy the workload these guys are on. Literally coming from, especially our players. We've just come from a Champions League final, lost to that, mentally, physically drained. Then we have to go on a parade, and then they're flying out. 9-hour flight to America, and they're over there. Other teams are over there. We're seeing games being played, friendlies and stuff like that. So listen, the World Cup fever will be starting soon. I think the first kickoff, is it 11th of June or something like that, something around there times and that, and it finishes. I think the finals like the 19th of July. So there's a lot of football going to be played over this summer. Not only that, for loads of our players that are currently being picked for.
You have 16 now.
16.
Yeah, 16 Arsenal players have gone to the World Cup. 13 Man United players have gone. 19 City players have gone, which is wild. I'm trying to remember what Chelsea was now. I'm trying to remember what Chelsea was.
Yes, how many players?
Ours was probably like what Gusto,
Yeah.
I did
Jackson
have,
going,
yeah.
Cucurella, Enzo Fernandez, like just
Yeah.
barely anything if I can remember, bro. Because
Yeah.
Palmer's
Yeah.
not going, and a lot of these
Yeah.
other players are, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So we Arsenal got 16 players. Wow.
16, yeah, I think it's 16, and then City 19, then we're
Yeah.
13 players gone, yeah.
Wow.
You just hope that they don't get injured, you know what I mean? And then they can
Well,
get
this
back,
is the
get some
problem. Like
rest, and
they're
then
going
go
to be
again.
they're going to be self fatigued because a lot of
Yeah,
them are not going to even be able to even do pre-season
yeah,
because the
exactly.
league will start 2 weeks later. So it's
You
going to
know
be
the problem
crazy.
is, and we've had this problem in the last couple of years now.
Yeah.
There was almost no breaks. So
No,
like
this is what I'm saying. It's
obviously
mad.
you
Yeah,
guys weren't in the Club World Cup last season, but it still continues for our players onwards. Like
Yeah.
even this summer they ain't got a break, so they go into that next. This is one of the reasons why we were happy that some of these players didn't go and they finally get a bit of that break, which
Yeah.
some other teams may have gotten before. But
yeah,
now you can see there's another season now, and you don't that could potentially affect your next season.
That's
As
the
much,
problem. I mean, with you not you guys not playing in Europe this year, it might be to your advantage, and with the amount of players that you haven't got going on international duty as well, and Alonso, new manager and everything. So look, I do expect you guys to do a lot better than what you did last season. And yeah, I mean, obviously, Cucurella we're hearing is likely we'll get into that, but Cucurella looks like he's on his way out amongst other players. So yes, it's a lot to get through. But yeah, big up to Gavin, to say even Normski and Gavin
yes,
just
Gavin.
dapping back to Khawaja. And I was just saying big up to Gavin. Khawaja just put in his my YouTube channel. It's cool. It's just saying big up to D from Gavin,
Yes,
big up
so,
D and Yassa. And Khawaja is the same. So is the likes of us. So smash likes. Everyone keep smashing those likes. And subscribe to Yassa TV as well. So thanks for putting the link
yeah.
in there. And even gents, big up to Norski, Big Dean. What's going on,
yes,
panel?
Junior, big
And
up,
big up
bro.
to all the chat. Yeah, big up every time. But listen, let's get into the show. There's a lot to talk about, and yeah, first of all, listen, we've got to go there. First of all, Champions League, Arsenal played Saturday gone away in Budapest, Hungary. And listen, we made a dream start. Havertz scoring, in the 6th minute, and you're thinking, okay, didn't see that coming. And
Mm.
I was thinking, right, what's Arsenal going to do? You know what I mean? Are they going to try and push on? Are they going to try and get that second goal? That didn't obviously happen. And the way the game panned out, we ended up pretty much defending for 120 minutes. It went to penalties. And unfortunately, we came out second best. There's I don't know what he was doing when it came to him taking his penalty. I've seen a couple of clips of him missing penalties in the Premier League and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I'm like, bro, what's going on here, man? Do you know
he
what I
got
mean? And then
previous norm, ain't he?
that's what it is. That's what it
Yeah,
is. And
yeah,
it didn't quite work out. I'll let it all work out, as the song would say, but it didn't quite work out. And then obviously Gabby Mangali's missing, hitting it straight over the bar. And again, I was trying to figure out in my head, why was he the last one to be taking a penalty? You still had Subamendi there. We had subbed off all our penalty takers. Now, it obviously looked like we was playing for penalties, but then maybe Arteta kind of maybe got the tactics wrong with regards to the players that he subbed off. Maybe the players that should have maybe come on, and then we would have probably, if we was playing for penalties, then we may have stood a better chance. But the likes of Zubamendi, I mean, listen, I'm just wondering why Noddy didn't take one. I mean, he was fighting over the ball when he played for Chelsea. When you guys were 4-0 up, fighting over the ball. I didn't see any of that. I didn't
exactly.
see any of that
Yeah.
from him. But
I
you know what I
remember
mean?
that.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a bit of madness.
So if you look at that norm, this is individual players bottling it. Like, there's no way your defenders should be going in front of your attacking midfield players and your forward line to take penalties. Only when it keeps going, and then it's going to be the goalkeeper against the goalkeeper. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like when I saw it, I went, right, that's my Brazilian brother. You know what I mean? He plays for my Brazilian team, but I was like, where's he going? He's a defender. He's a bully beef defender. Now you're putting that pressure on him. It was mad for me. I thought whoever picked that lineup, fair play. He had the bulk to step up and take one, but he shouldn't have to.
Yeah, I mean,
not that.
I mean, news. Some people are saying that he put himself forward to do it. He's like,
which is,
I mean, listen, we've seen how well he's defended. He defended well in that game, and maybe having that kind of mentality and the likes of Zubimendi and Noddy shying away from it. You're just thinking, well, you know what I mean? But Arteta should have said, no, bro, guys, I need you guys to take it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But it is what it is now, and we miss out yet again.
I don't know why Eze takes penalties, though. I don't know why Eze takes penalties, because I've seen his couple penalties are all the same.
Yeah,
exactly the same as what he did.
Yeah, I hate this little. It's just hit the ball, man. Just, you know what I mean?
But you see what he's done. It's almost like he's nicked 2 or 3 penalty routines from other players to combine it into one,
and it hasn't quite worked out
because he stands straight and then he
assemble.
Yeah, man. Then he steps to the side, then he runs, then he does the tap dancing nonsense, and then he's waiting for all that time. He's waiting for the goalkeeper to move, and the goalkeeper doesn't move. You're like, bro, what are you doing? Just hit the ball, brother.
They didn't even need the goalkeeper. They didn't need the goalkeeper for any of the goals, because all they done was really conceded the 1 goal, from the Havertz goal, and then there was essentially no shot on target, and anyways, from Arsenal.
No, I mean, look,
and then you got the penalties. They didn't even hit the target. So if the goalkeeper wasn't there for the day, they probably wouldn't have scored. And he was the guy that I was calling the goalkeeper from the women's team. Some random goalkeeper that was trailing the corners and that for you lot from 3-4.
And I thought we would have had a chance, being the fact that, because listen, last year when we played against Donnarumma, it was Donnarumma that kept PSG in there, and obviously he went on and won it. But you look at that and you just think to yourself, like, what did we do? And then, when you have these damning stats, let me first of all, we need to talk about 2 players, especially, right? One player, he just ain't going to get away with it. And then you have a player. So, we've seen this already. It's been going around. And this is completely shots between 2 of our supposedly attacking creative players. 4 completed passes in 86 minutes or whatever he's been on. Odegaard, again, hooked as a captain after 60 odd minutes, 6 completed passes, 10 completed passes between them. 10 completed passes. It is absolutely shocking. Odegaard was absolutely, that's probably why I lost my voice, because after when Havertz scores, I mean, at first I thought he hit the side netting. I couldn't believe it. I thought he hit the side netting. And then I'm looking around and everybody's jumping. I was like, what? We scored. And my mate, he captured me on his glasses. He's got the Meta glasses. So he's captured me just hugging everybody. We went up to watch Party Uptown. And we just went crazy. But then you're looking at this and you're thinking, when these stats start to come out, and then when you start to see stats like this, let me just say what Gab, in all the years of watching Arsenal, I've never felt embarrassed watching Arsenal then Saturday. Listen, mate, and we talk about this sustainability of playing this way of football. Well, it's effectively caught up with us. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's effectively caught up with us because you cannot, with these kind of stats. I mean, look at this, guys. Right, just look at these. I mean, Arsenal completed less than 200 passes in 120 minutes. You can't do this in a final. I'm sorry. I'm going to show you you've probably seen it already, but I'm going to bring it up again. Right? 837 completed passes for they had complete domination. 199 passes completed for Arsenal. Right, and you see the passes attempted 911 to 280. Yeah, then you have I went on One Football. 75% possession, 1.77 expected goals, 25. I think actually 25. I think it was actually 24%. I think the lowest percentage, possession percentage in a Champions League final. It's not good enough, guys. Not good enough. Yeah. All right.
You beat your possession thing from 06, is it, or 05?
Yeah.
Which was the same thing, 28,
yeah,
27.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But we have more. You know what I mean? God, sorry, D.
No, I'm saying that, Norm. Like I'm hearing Arsenal fans saying that was the tactic to give them the ball, and I'm saying this is not a two-leg game. Why would that be the tactic to give them the ball? Go win this thing. You've never won it. Go win it.
Yeah.
And so, getting the early, maybe the early goal had him really overthink some stuff there. Norm. Maybe if you had scored, maybe closer to half time.
Yeah.
Then it's a different mindset that you go into. But when you score so early, already he's thinking like 1-0, let's defend it. No, you can't defend from the 6th minute a 1-0 lead in a Champions League final, not against because you have to remember, you're the better defensive team, they're the better attacking team. So to say that, okay, we're just going to soak them up, because this happens a lot where teams think, right, we've got the lead, we can soak these guys up for the rest of the game. No, you've got to go get another goal. And I feel that possession, that's damning that. Like, if I'm looking at that as a director of football, I'm pulling him up on that as the manager or the coach, saying, what was this? In the Champions League final, it didn't make any sense to me watching the game, saying, Arsenal got to get on the ball. Your more creative players have got to get on that football and change the dynamic of what we're watching. Because a lot of people saying that the Europa League and the Conference League were actually better visual finals to watch.
It was.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Football was played. I mean, it was defense against attack. Yeah. It was a defense against attack. And you look at the shots on target, one shot on target, and that was a goal from Kai Havertz. Yeah.
Right.
To their 21. It's mad.
But I'm not saying, no, I'm not saying like just go gun-ho and open, because we saw what happened with Milan when they tried to do that. Because these guys can hurt you. But Arsenal had to get on the ball more. And I'm watching it and I'm saying, they got to get on the ball more if they want to win this game. 1-0 is not enough to win this game.
Yeah. And I think Havertz had a massive chance. Havertz had a massive chance where we could have made it 2-0. And it got blocked. And you're thinking, I think if we do that, get that second goal, I think we'll probably go on and win the game. I do think we will, because I think at that point, PSG will be pushing more players forward, and then we will just probably just counter-attack on them, counter-press and counter-attack on them. But we just didn't. We just allowed them to have the ball. And then obviously, Maresca did fantastic against Kvaratskhelia. You know what I mean? Kept him quiet for pretty much 60. Yeah. And then, he gives the foul away in the box. And before he got that, obviously the referee, and a lot of talk about the referee. Listen, there was a lot of 50-50 chances that I'm thinking that went PSG's way. Did we lose the game because of the referee? No. I think we needed to had more purpose in terms of when we got the ball, we needed to push on and do something. Or we're just literally letting them play in front of us.
Yeah.
But after a while, you're going to get tired. Defensively, we was good in terms of our defense and keeping our shape. But to do that for 120 minutes and then to go out on penalties, you know what I'm trying to say? It's just not nice, man.
The stats. Yeah, the stats lost you the game, no. Not the ref. The stats lost you the game. If them stats were close to 50-50 on most things, you probably go and win that game, though.
Yeah.
Because you've been on the ball, so you're going to create more. If you're not on the ball, how do you create more? It's
You know which number is very funny? The free corners. When one of your main weapons is the corners thing, and that shows you how you can attack. You didn't really go forward because you could have used that weapon more. They had 11 and you only had 3 corners. And man just were crying about that one corner you didn't get at half time. But if you got on a few more, maybe it could have been more dangerous. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, look, I think that, I didn't really watch part of the first half because I had a funny thing. I went to Oxford and then I found that Slott got sacked, and then on the way back, the game started. Yeah. So kind of like my phone just went, I was like, no way. I looked on my phone. I thought it was Dembele 5 minutes. You get me? He said Havertz 5 minutes. I said, I ain't watching this game, bro. But when I got home and watched the second half, or just be like the bit part of the first half and the rest of the second half, I couldn't believe how much you were sitting back, which is why you got Saka was doing what Palmer did the other day for us against.
Saw that.
Where essentially he's playing right back or doubling up whoever the wing is. I kind of get the idea, but like I said, in the first, if you get that opportunity that you guys got where you score early, in some ways you got to do what we did against PSG, where you just got to kill them off. You can't give them no opportunity. You can't give them no windows. If you kill it off from early, you can then sit back and you still have that buffer of goals
Yeah,
that allows you to say, you know what, we're allowed to kind of sit back the way we do because we've already scored a couple of goals. Now you got to go
exactly.
score a couple of goals.
Yeah,
If you really come out, we have enough energy to hit you on the counter again. Because you could
yeah.
take that risk and say, you know what, I'll go one goal down, but I'll try to get another goal. But with a 1-goal lead and you're not trying to attack,
We're not trying to
it,
attack nothing.
it doesn't mean. And some people, like, I think people keep going back. And obviously, I was listening to Talksport on the way back, yeah. So I kind of obviously can't watch it when you're driving. And all I heard was Gabriel. Like, it could kind of give me an idea that he kept blocking it, yeah.
Yeah.
But when I watched the rest of the game, I've said this before. If you're gonna put everyone behind the ball and Gonosaurus and everyone's behind the ball, bro, of course you're gonna defend well because there's no gaps. Even though you are gonna limit them, but you're still gonna allow them. All you have to do is put the ball into the box. You get a deflection, and all of a sudden everyone's standing still and someone taps it in. Like, those things can happen. You know what I'm saying? It can happen. Even though you're sitting back, obviously the probability is lower, but that's where you have to be so on point when it's only a 1-0 lead, which
Yeah.
is where the Mosquera thing is bound to happen. We know Gabriel has his moments. Sometimes he can make a mistake or so. Like, it can happen in the box. Because
Yeah.
it's Champions League moments. A lot of people you could say they haven't been there. It's stressful. But you know what's worse? The opposite way. I have never seen a PSG this bad in a long time.
Well, this is interesting because a lot of people had PSG slapping us, you know.
No, I was hoping he gets slapped.
Yeah,
I
but
knew
there
that
was
it was
people
going to be close.
yeah.
But I didn't
But
think
there was people that thought that we were going to get slapped. But
Yeah.
I knew that our defense was solid in that. The whole thing for me in my head was, listen, how long can we keep these guys out? Do you know what I mean? And if we can say, as you said, maybe getting the goal too early was the problem. You made a point of that, Big D. Maybe if we'd maybe got that goal at half time, then it could have been a totally different game. Do you know what I'm to say? But because we got it so
But
early,
it'd only be a problem, Normski, if you're not trying to score another one.
well, that's what I'm trying to say, and that's the problem.
If you go with the tactics that you went with, but if you get an early goal, you kind of already have the opposition because they're rattled now because they didn't expect to concede that early.
No, they didn't. They did not.
And the reason why I kind of look at it in different ways is because we all expected PSG to be Arsenal. Yeah, and I know what people say about that, but PSG was supposed to be the favorite. Yeah. You go into the game, and this is why my opinion changes, because when you get there and realize that the opportunity is there as like, let's say, an underdog, if you want to call it, you have to take your opportunity. Things have changed, as in the Pacho was looking like Tosin and Badiashile. He was getting no headers. Remember, every time he jumped for the header, he was missing his headers. Marquinhos was someone he can get at. Hakimi didn't really look well. Dembele didn't look fit. He rushed himself back to get to the final. Kvaratskhelia, first half, he barely took on Mosquera. You know what I'm saying? He didn't really try to go past him. Yeah, Doué was probably the one that looked a little bit lively, but besides that, you could say that it didn't look as. And obviously, you have limited them in some ways. I am not going to take credit away from Arsenal, but you're obviously making it more difficult by having more men behind. You know what I'm saying? It's logically, facing two defenders instead of one fullback instead of two, it's going to be more difficult, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's just the pressure is going to keep getting on. You get on, and I think even if you go through their midfield, at some point through the game, he decided, or because of injury or tiredness or poor play, he started taking off his best players. Dembele got taken off after Kvaratskhelia got the penalty. He got taken off afterwards. Those are all opportunities. Everyone dreams to be in a final, and if against PSG, the one prayer you want is play Beraldo. I faced him, and he got cooked by the lap. He got cooked by Gusto that day. If he comes on, he say, you know what, we might have to kind of let these players go off. Their defense isn't really that good, and the goalkeeper's not good either. You have to kind of adapt to those situations because it's in the final. You got to take risks.
Yeah,
because there's no second leg, and because this is the thing, there's no second leg to fix the mistake you made in the first leg, like you have in the other, the times before. So those are the things that never made sense to me. And then obviously when Gyökeres came on, that for me was like, and I've seen someone on Twitter call him a pitch invader because that's all he done. Like, for me, it was more like he was just there. Every touch was going back to the opposition. It didn't help, but it still for me I couldn't process how how someone like Saka only had 4 passes. Like, I couldn't understand it. I know I'm not saying that because it's Saka, but I'm saying on the pitch, 85 minutes, there's no way you got. But then I remembered you just kept skying the ball for him.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he's probably never even gotten the ball. So kind of like,
and then he was doing. You have to remember as well, Saka's. It's almost like he was doing too much defensive work. Yeah.
But that's
and that's what I'm saying about the handbrake thing, Noam.
That's the tactics.
Get him the ball, everyone sit, and then spring the trap. Now, the springing the trap on the first goal was remember that was a rebound off the defender. Like the ball hit the defender, and then rather than a natural turnover of the football. So I didn't expect Havertz to shoot from there. I think it was an amazing goal. So he's top bins now. You have to remember he's beat the goalkeeper top bins on his post. So the goalkeeper has those.
Donnarumma would have saved that. Donnarumma would have probably saved that.
I don't know, because those ones where you roof it from that angle, the goalkeeper's not really set because he's not expecting.
I've seen Donnarumma do some crazy. He's expecting him
to go across the goal, Norm, from there. He's expecting him to go across his body from there. That's why he blocks the post off and he goes straight over his head. And I think, bro, so no one expected that. But then, I mean, this guy's saying that Arsenal's positional setup was spot on. Arsenal players were defensively in the wrong spaces for PSG tactics. But then, yes or no, because you're still allowing them to come onto you. So not everybody is going to be in the right setup of that. Like, you always rely on the Arsenal back five and maybe the CDM to sit. Doesn't mean the rest of the players are going to be naturally sitting in the right defensively positions for that. But I hear what he's saying. I just feel like at 1-0, you go for the juggler, Norm. You go get that second goal. And then you can revert a little bit to, okay, we're going to try and close up shop here. We're going to frustrate them. But you can't close up shop after 6 minutes. 1-0 up. That makes sense.
I think you saw that in the Premier League in terms of a lot of our games is where, we've had a lot of 1-0ers. I think I can't even remember how many we've had in total. Right? I mean, even the last 5 games going into the business end of the season, we scored, one of those 5 games, 1-0. Do you know what I mean? You look at Burnley, we should be putting goals past Burnley. But it's just like we score and then it mentally in their heads, it's like, shut up shop now, see out. You can't do that.
You know what it is, something I think is conserving energy. I think some managers are doing it now to kind of like conserve the energy throughout the whole season. But
can you do that next season?
You can't do that. I think he's going to have to change it.
He's going to have to change, and this is the thing that I'm asking.
Or he's going to focus on the Champions League and kind of leave the league.
Well, so this is my thing, right? I was thinking about this in my mind. I was talking, I think with I think it was Matty I was talking with a couple of days ago, and it's the same thing we talked about. That is it now that he's going to focus now because he's missed out, and now he's focusing. You know what? I've won the league now. I still want us to defend the title. I don't want to do a Liverpool and fall off or whatever. I think it's what he does in the summer. In terms of Berta going out and buying top quality players in order for us to fight on all fronts. And when, a player, when you see the situation with Saka is that he's fallen off a long way. DJB was talking about, I'm on his show later on tonight on the Mingle, and we're going to talk about Saka and that the fact that DJB is saying, listen, I'm giving this guy till January because yes, he's had a lot of injuries. Arteta's running him into the ground, but in that game, as you say, D, everyone, our attacking players were behind that ball. And so there was no real outlet. And as every time the ball came over to Goldcrest, it was bouncing off and then going back to them. So there was just no real, what I mean? Sometimes it's just about just saying, as you said, just change up the formation, 4-4-2, play Havertz off of Goldcrest or something, do something to keep the other team. But because the other team know how we play, and, and in this situation, we didn't keep the ball. Like in the Premier League, we would keep the ball, knock it around the back and all that. We couldn't do that because they oppressed us and pressed us into making mistakes in that game. So we allowed, in this occasion, we actually allowed them to have the ball. Yeah, that's why you look at the vast stats between the two in terms of total passes, corners, completed passes, all of that. Yeah, and because of that, in Mosquera, you're defending for that long. You're mentally and physically, you're going to get tired. He's put in a tired challenge. He's caught him. It's a penalty. Simple as. And
But I
then
think
at
it could
that
be
point,
anyone though, the Nomski. Anyone could be in that position, no matter even if you might rely on Timber more, but he could be the one that takes him down. Like it's a weird one where it's that concentration. Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And when you have someone like Kvaratskhelia running at you every single time,
yeah,
is
yeah.
you
Like
you're
to be
bound
honest,
to.
I mean, but you made a point earlier on yesterday that you were surprised at the way PSG played. It wasn't. They definitely was not one of their best performance, and that's where we needed to jump on that opportunity, and we didn't do it. Sembled here says that Arsenal couldn't attack because of the speed of PSG's counter attack. Catch 22. Arsenal couldn't attack because they were forced to defend. Now, when when Cavaschella came off, Dembele came off. I think Ruiz came off in that. So really the top attacking players came off, right? Dembele, I think,
Yeah.
had a problem. I don't think it was his hamstring. Cavaschella comes off. Barcola comes on. If Barcola had his finishing boots on, which you can't finish, every time they count, I think it was about 2, 3, 4 times they counted
From
on
that
us
left hand side, he
from
had
that left hand
twice. I
side.
think he had that
Yeah,
run where he could have just finished and he didn't.
exactly.
But
He didn't finish.
so they
We was
had those
fortunate.
opportunities, but you frustrated them so much to the point where Vitinha thought he was Snyder and he tried to shoot from halfway line. And I remember those, like they started
Yeah.
to kind of
Yeah.
lose that, where every cross Hakim was putting in was going past everyone. We didn't understand why they kept crossing the ball. If you know that you have got, because I remember Paz was talking to us about the height of the players. Now, PSG
Yeah.
doesn't have players as tall as you guys, in it, so you kind of
No,
found a way to
no,
exploit that.
no.
But I think for me, even a lot of people are saying, well, we took them to penalties. And I'm like, well, penalties, even if you were the team that had all those stats, it doesn't automatically equal you winning penalties. You know what I'm saying? Even the team that didn't
Yeah.
deserve to win would not win. Like, penalties can go either way. So,
Yeah.
like, it's a thing where you never really want it to go penalties. Like, when you watch them World Cup games and think, this team should have won. And then you get to the penalties and the other team does the opposite and they win. Like, you know what I mean? Because look at it and think, well, to be honest, they deserve to win, but they took it to penalties. Taking it to penalties is risky. You know what I mean? It's not
It is. It
necessarily.
is.
Oh, yeah.
I think when we was watching the game, the game started to progress, we was up at this place up in town, and we turned around to each other. We said, "This looked like
Yeah.
they're going to take it to penalties." And I think at that point in my head, I'm thinking, well, listen, all of our penalty takers, most of them have gone off. You know what I mean? At that point, a lot of people said that, you know what, I think we're going to lose this penalty shootout. And listen, Raya, great shot stopper, and he's probably been one of our best players.
But even then, though, his dark arts was a little bit off, you know. He was very close to getting a yellow card. Raya, he goes too far, though.
When you say what was he doing? I can't
In
remember what he did.
the penalty shootout, the referee had to keep telling him to go back to his line. He's trying to sight the players out. I'm just saying, bro, just be professional, bruh. It's a big final. Get on your line. The referee shouldn't keep having to tell you, bro, get back on your line.
I'm going to say this.
Like, what are you doing?
The thing about, you know what? I
He's
didn't
a good goalkeeper.
see.
I
Son,
can't lie.
I
You
said
should have
Wenger.
bought Kepa, for the penalties. I'm gonna be honest with you. I seen Kepa save penalties. Raya was like Onana in goals when it comes to penalties, bro. He
Yeah,
dived
he
too
goes
late.
too
He
early.
didn't dive.
The guy goes too early. Yeah. Listen,
Or he
he
doesn't go
goes
at
too
all.
early, and so it's pointless having him in goal. I mean, listen, he makes that save. You're thinking, all right, okay, but if you watch him, his goalkeeping coach needs to tell him stop going early because literally he's gone. They just listening, top quality penalty takers would just wait for him to move and then just slot it.
Right.
It wasn't a problem. It wasn't a problem for the people. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, the one that he saved, he went early, and the
he
guy,
guessed it right. Yeah, he guessed it
he
right.
guessed it right, and it was at a height that you could, you know what I mean? It wasn't
Yeah, I was
great
gonna say
penalty.
it was like at the middle of the goal, which goalkeepers
That's
love.
right.
If he done it higher or lower, it may have been a bit of a challenge.
He
But
probably would have, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Menton
no,
helped.
but I mean, yeah. So as I say, you take that chance, and yes, you know what I mean, that's 20 years, next year will be 21 years, without a time. And I remember coming out of the bar and everything, and the first thing I met with is, you know, Champions of Europe, you would ever seen that from everybody. Everybody started to come out the woodwork. They came out the woodwork on the streets. They came out of the woodworks online, social media, you name it. So the question I want to kind of put to you guys, and this is it. I thought I'd give a little twist on it. Right, so this is the twist, right? Seems like rival fans are not rating the Premier League title. Wonder why. So, yes, sir. Why is it that people are not rating the Premier League title, especially that Arsenal now are 2026 champions? All of a sudden, their attention now is on the Champions League and not the fact that we've won a Premier League, and everybody is kind of downplaying the Premier League and focusing on the Champions League. And I just don't get the hate. I don't get well, I do get the hate. I do get the banter, should I say? But I'd like to think that I'm a quite level-headed Arsenal fan. But is it deserving of these? For the fans to get this kind of banter and close borderline hate. We've seen Talk Sport with Jason Cundy and Agbon Lahore, wearing the PSG shirts. Perry Rose was not happy. What I mean? It's wild, you know what I mean? So I just want to kind of get your thoughts on the whole thing of fans not rating the Premier League now. That everybody's focus is on, it's just like the Premier League never existed. Like, I'm like, what we're doing here? You know what I mean? We wait 22 years to win it, yeah? And all of a sudden, because we missed out on the Champions League, everybody's on at us and slightly. And so you get the shamefulness of the Tottenham fans, especially Tottenham fans. Brother, them man can't talk. And I thought, I came across this just quickly before you put in your call. I just thought, let me share this with you guys. Yeah, you see that. Yeah, longest each Premier League club. So as you can see, Arsenal, 0 years. We'll just currently run it. Liverpool, 1 year. Man City, 2 years. I get it. They could probably, say something to us. Chelsea, 9 years without a Premier League title. Man United, 13 years. And this they shouldn't even be in there. 65 years without a league title. What are we doing here? Yeah? What are we doing here? But let me get your views on it. Yes, sir. Let me get your views on the whole hate and banter, the whole thing with Jason Cundy, with what's the guy's name? What's the guy's name? On Talksport.
Gary.
It's the one on Talksport.
Simon.
Simon Jordan. Anyway,
Jordan.
Let me just bring on just before you talk. Let me just bring on another hater. Okay, here he is.
Hello, fellas.
I like JP.
Another hater.
JP. So JP just actually seems to just come in at just at the right time. Yeah, it's so funny. So I just want to kind of get your views about the whole thing around Arsenal. Obviously, we haven't won it. We've not won it. We're not at the top table yet. But some people are saying it's bordering on absolute hate and that. So yes, sir. Let me hear it from you because you Chelsea would love to run up your gums.
Listen, I'll explain it. So, I think that over the years we've seen Arsenal fans, and not all of them, but which part we're talking about here, belittle other people's winnings, or whether it's Liverpool, whether it's City when they went in, they cheated this and did that, or whether when it was Roman, whether it was Chelsea was Roman, this Roman, like every season they tried to belittle other people's winnings, but they want the most respects for their own. And the difference is that when we win, we just celebrate and we keep it moving. Do you know what I'm saying? Like when I won the Club World Cup, I didn't ring everyone to tell them, yo, listen, I won the Club World Cup. I would do the joke thing, but like that's only when you start telling me what have I done during the season. I'm gonna remind you I won the Club World Cup. But it's not a thing where I'm gonna make you wear that Chelsea shirt and celebrate with me like that. Because you get what I'm saying? It's not to that extent, but I feel like partly there's a part of it that a lot of the younger ones don't actually know how it feels to win a league title. So like a lot of they just think that they gonna get some kind of respect, and I think respect gets earned also the way you play football. You know what I'm saying? During the season, you're looking at this team thinking, imagine if you played like PSG in the league and you were slapping everyone up, no one could say anything. Even if I'm the worst hater on the YouTube, whatever it is, I'll be like, listen, your team, I don't want to face your team. You know what I'm saying? That's what there will be automatic respect. I think when I was younger, I remember Arsenal fans told me we played very defensive. How can you win a league like this? Or you had the whole spending money bit, and last season you ended up spending money. Remember, you can't win you'll only win a league when you spend money. Look what happens when you don't spend money. Like, there's a bit of hypocrisy in it, but you then kind of look at what happened throughout the season, and sometimes they don't admit when things are wrong or right. Like, let's say the referee stuff, whatever it is, they'll say to you, "Oh, it's fine. We got away with it." Well, remember when it happened to you? But they just had to keep a gloss over it. But when it's against them, it's a big problem. that I'm willing to admit when my team got lucky with the refereeing decision, and also when it's gone against me. You know what I'm saying? You kind of have to do both. But other than that, look, recently we saw the little. I don't think. I think also you got to remember the quad talk. Yeah, the quad. Yeah,
that was
I
real.
didn't
No,
talk about. Listen, let
no,
me
no,
just
no.
say it.
I'm
Hold
saying,
on, let me just say this. I didn't say nothing about no quad talk. Yeah,
oh, no,
so
no, no. I never said you. I'm
I
saying
heard it
I
from
remember.
know,
their
but
man.
I just want to make sure that JP and Big D know I haven't said anything about no quad talk.
Yeah, because he's looking like okay, yo, I have to go back.
JP, you're muted. You're muted.
No, what happened with the quad talk for me was always early because you essentially get one trophy over the line throughout the season. So let's say get the Carabao Cup early because that's one of the earliest trophies you can get. And then once you win or wrap up the Premier League or on the other trophies, you can say, hold on, we only got 2 more trophies left to get a quad or a treble. You don't tell me from the beginning I'm winning a quad because why is there no team or essentially no team that's won a quadruple? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Or what people are telling us now that Arteta ran Pep out of the league and that. What he's telling me he's won 4, he won what's it called, a 4-peat and a treble to get run out, but done it on his way out. Like, you know what I mean? So I think there's different aspects to it why people don't want you to win or whatever. But I've always said, listen, to my friends personally, listen, I don't mind them being happy and seeing some stuff. You know what I'm saying? You see some teams win trophies, whatever. Like, I hear that bit. You know what I mean? I'm like, cool. You know what, Nomsky? I know how much you struggled on YouTube over the years. I've seen the things that crashing out every time. I know it. Let him see some happiness. Do you know what I mean? But I also get you celebrating. No one's saying you can't celebrate. This is the bit people always get confused. But when you go to a Champions League final, and I'm starting to hear people telling me, oh, listen, Champions League final was a bonus. We got a parade tomorrow, or we're going to dominate from here onwards. I'm like, brother, Liverpool, when's the last time Liverpool in the final? Is that when Trent fell asleep at the back post with Vinicius? Why haven't they gone back to the Champions League? Or when City went to the Champions League recently against Inter, they ain't been back in the final since. I ain't been back since when I beat City. You know, United ain't been back for ages. You can't guarantee to be back there next season just because you were one of the teams that's further away. So you gotta take the opportunity when you got it. And I think, I can't tell you. I think a lot of people are really taking it away, but some people are trying to use what Arsenal had used at the before as a reason why to say that, okay, cool. Remember when you said our title didn't count? Now we're gonna use it against you. You know what I mean? So like they kind of doing it the other way around or whatever. But look, for me, you've won the league. There's nothing someone else can do about that. It's history, like as in it's in the past now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think some people are also acting like it wasn't about time. A brother can't be here for 6 years, and man saying to me, "Oh, listen, it's a very good achievement, like amazing achievement." Like, you know, do you get what I'm saying? Because a lot of the most of the time for us, like I think for Arsenal fans and their club, it's a big achievement. If we're looking at it from a footballing aspect, if a manager's there for 6 years and then he wins the league and he's at a big club, we're not talking about Leicester or a lower level club here where it takes them time to get to the top and all that, whatever. It is weird because most of our teams wouldn't keep a manager for 6 years to say hopefully he'll win in the future, which means
I've been talking about this a long time, brother, and I
those are
know
the
this
things
is
that
the
people
case.
don't understand getting to winning at the end. So, and it also put a lot of emphasis on how if you've won throughout the years, it's different to when you get to these stages and you win. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you used to win, but I just think it's like an explosion. They finally won and it just went boom, you know? So
I mean, listen, it would have been crazy if we did win the Champions League. I think we would have been unbearable. I might have been unbearable for a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, I've not seen the Champions League. The last time, as I said, was down at the Tollington, 2006. JP's brother. We went down there. Leon, who's supposed to be a Man United fan, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. So listen, it would have been lovely. It just didn't happen, and that's because of our tactics. And I said the hate was hard, man. JP, let me just hear from you, man. Um, just regards to the whole thing, we've seen the stuff with Simon Jordan, the Agbonga Hall when the PSG talks. A lot of people are quite offended by that and getting really upset.
Why are they offended?
I don't get it.
I don't. What is the offense? Like, stop being babies. This is what annoys me though. Like, football banter is real. It's always been a thing. It's always been a thing between. But I'll tell you the one thing I didn't like. right? I didn't like what Chelsea did. I didn't like what Chelsea is a football club. I didn't like the fact that they tweeted like something about being European champions right after Arsenal.
Yeah, we
Like,
told him to come and pull up and check the trophy. There's
yeah,
nothing wrong
yeah,
with that.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Hey,
didn't,
listen, if you want to see the Champions League,
I didn't like that.
come to
I didn't
London,
like
bro.
that because for me, maybe I'm old school, but banters between
Fans.
I
Yeah,
don't
not the
see
clubs.
Listen,
I
we've
don't
seen
see clubs
Southampton
just.
be bantered this season. We've seen
Yeah,
Bournemouth do it. Come on, man.
I
You
know,
know,
yeah,
we've seen it.
but who are these clubs? Like you're talking about exactly. I've never
I think it's
seen
the
when any
admin.
club. I've never seen when any big club has won anything that they banter or lost something. Sorry, they ban another big club banter. I've never seen it in my life. I thought that was a bit classless to be honest, but Chelsea are a bit like that sometimes. And so they are though. Like what was that all about? And say even Tottenham players, like you finished 17th. Like you
Right.
shouldn't even talk.
And listen,
And-
they're
think
still
Champions League
waiting
I think
65
people don't
years,
understand.
JP.
Champions League
JP,
was
they're
a
still waiting 65 years, bro.
Yeah, I didn't get that. I didn't get that. So
I mean,
I
yeah.
thought that was a bit. I thought that was a bit low. But on the hate thing, what you got to remember is, like you have to say, like when we win things, I don't go hunting for Arsenal fans and like trying to look, we won the Champions League. Look, we won the Premier League. The reason why the hate is real is because Arsenal fans are hunting for opposition fans, but banter is what football supporters have been doing
Yeah.
for the beginning of time, and it's
Yeah,
never
it's
going
always
to
been
stop.
there. Yeah.
And for them to say, "Oh, but it's all hate against us," it's like seriously, like because when you're laughing at Spurs, when you want Spurs to go down, and if Spurs had gone down, what Arsenal fans would have killed Spurs with? Come on, like this is what we do as fans.
Yeah.
We banter each other. That's what football's always about. Football's very tribal. We stick together and we banter the other lot.
Yeah, but there's probably some fan bases are more sensitive than others, and I do think Arsenal are very
super
sensitive.
They're
Super
so
sensitive. They can give it. They're probably the biggest online when it comes to online and doing whatever. But soon as it's the other way round, it's like, oh wait, you know what I mean?
But why are they so offended that a Bonglahor and Kundi are wearing PSG tops? Like they're supposed to support.
I'll explain it to you. Yeah?
Like they're supposed to support you.
I'll explain it to you. Yeah, because I went not when Arsenal started halfway through the season when people started sensing that Arsenal's going to start winning the league. Yeah, everywhere I started going, I started seeing people wearing Arsenal shirts, and I'm thinking, oh, hold on, I've been coming to this barbershop for 10 years. You man never used to wear no Arsenal shirt. Like the people.
There you go, bruv. Right there.
But I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. And then all of a sudden, you start seeing all these fans. I'm like, that's fine.
Right.
That's your fan base. It's not my problem, but that's cool. But then I think it's always been. I know that they've had this thing where we've been laughing at them for the last whatever years, and I think they can't wait to get back to us. But they're saying we'll get back to you when we win a trophy. The thing is, what I remember when we used to win trophies, no matter what trophy it was, even the ones people used to downplay, like a Carabao Cup, whatever. And I used to tell people is when you win it, you realize it. And I said the same to Tottenham fans. Yeah, Jay and I used to tell them, I said, bro, you keep laughing at this Europa League. And then when you won the Europa League, you was crying on stream. I told him, I said, it's not the same when you win it, it's different. But what happened is when we win, the first thing we think about is, I need to celebrate. When you're all around your own fan base or whatever, it's all fun.
That's right.
I have realized this the minute because I do the Arsenal tears jokes or whatever. So I watch the match reactions, and I've watched the match reactions for all the UCL final stuff. Yeah, bro. The first thing I hear within 10 seconds, the rivals this, and I'm like, hold on, I'm here to watch your reaction on the game. Don't tell me about the rivals because I'm the rival. I know how I feel. Tell me about the game. And then I started realizing it's always the rival things at the front end. That's the first thing they think of. You know what I'm saying? Is the first thing they think of is the rivals. And he's going to say that. So what I've realized over time, I think Arsenal fans have a perception of how they will think the way they will treat you. They expect you to treat them that way. Does that make sense? So when you don't treat them that way, they either think you're playing mind games or you're not respecting them. And even if you're showing them respect, they think you're doing it to belittle them. Like it's a circle that I realized, I can't get out of that. You know what I'm saying? So I just want
Yeah.
to stick to the trolling because when I'm being nice, I'm being a hater, like or disingenuous. I'm like, you know what? Just put it to the side. But
But
I don't know where it comes from. I've tried to figure it out. I don't know where it comes from. Then the people are trying to tell me about what parade. I remember seeing our parade in 2012 or 11, and that we've had a lot of people. Who cares about the numbers of a parade? Like,
if it's a
go and
lie,
right?
the numbers all lies anyway. It's not 1.5 million. Go look at what is
But
it
I know a lot of
parade?
people that went there for the vibes. They don't even celebrate football. This is what I'm
Listen,
saying. Like, they don't even
I
know
know
what football
people.
is,
I
bro.
know people that I saw people posting that they went there. I thought I didn't even know you liked football, let
Some
alone
people, I know
Right.
Americans. I know Americans that went there because they
Exactly.
thought it was a vibe. They just go in there for the vibe. What, they're gonna close the roads and we're all gonna just be walking like celebrating. Yeah, man. They just thought that's like it's a pre-drinks to a carnival. They thought it was like the pre-drink to the carnival coming on. Like, do you know what I'm saying? The mindset is different. Now, and I just think that
the
maybe
numbers
that's
are lies.
what happens to you when you don't win over the years. So you just kind of don't know how to act. But like for us, it's just like, yo, listen, we've won trophies and didn't do parades. We done parades, and you know what I mean. Like I think over the years you kind of look at it and you thought, whatever. But the main point is always enjoy it because you never know when it's gonna come next. I think we've learned that. The United fans learned that. We've learned that. I've learned that. Not seeing the league because remember when I grew up, I've seen leagues almost pretty. Yeah, I've seen the back to back, and then I've seen, you know what I mean. I've seen a lot of leagues. For someone like when I started looking around people my age and different clubs, they may have only seen 1 or 2 league titles. Do you know what I'm saying? So like when I go around, I'm like, hey, I've been lucky. I've seen all my Champions Leagues. Like you gotta kind of appreciate as well. But you also have to, in some ways, trying to keep the standards there and hope that the team keeps building so you can see more. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. You know what I mean? Because when you start looking, when a man are telling me I ain't won a league title in 9 years. I never thought that would happen. You know what I mean? I was in college when we won the league title. So like, it's weird that I'm like, it's been so long. So yeah, man.
Yeah, Jay, you were gonna say something?
Hey, I was just going to ask the question, right? About so I hear a lot of talk. So if Manchester United, let me ask you guys a scenario, right? If Manchester United played, I don't know, Bayern Munich in the Champions League final, Yasser, who would you want to win?
Bayern Munich.
Norman, who would you want to win? Normski.
Bayern Munich.
Exactly. What is all this rubbish that people have this notion that you're supposed to?
The English team.
I don't get it. I don't.
I heard that one.
Yeah. But you know what, guys? You know what? And I think I'll put it in the chat. I think if you go back in our chat, I said, you know what? Just let Arsenal get this monkey off their back, and then we'll see. Because doing it once is a big deal. Doing it multiple times, like say a Liverpool that have done it 6 times now. Yeah. I think Liverpool. We've done
6. They got 6.
Yeah. You've got 2, right? Has it? You has a 2? You got 2?
Yeah.
Right, Chelsea got 2. So it shows you, even when our clubs have spent money, it is not a guarantee. Even under Sir Alex, you only won 2.
This is what I was saying to Liverpool fans and everyone else. The spending money doesn't always equal winning. Yeah, exactly. It's how you spend your money, which is why I always used to respect City because they always won constantly, especially in this recent period.
But it's who's spending the money. It's not even the amount.
That's true.
It's who is the most important part.
Yeah. What do you mean? The manager?
Talent ID. I think you look at talent ID. Who's spending?
For consistency, I'm talking about. Like you can have a manager who spends. He may be able to win once, but to have consistent winning, that comes down to who's leading your football club from a management standpoint.
Yeah,
because if you look at it, Norm, like we've lost, and JP can correct me if I'm wrong on this. We've lost 3 Champions League finals, Norms. Under
Fergie, right? Yeah, that's
3.
Yeah,
but we still got there, but we've lost 3. So
to Barcelona.
In reality, we could have 6 like Liverpool. But even the great Fergie said, "Boy, I thought I had it. I thought I had the tactics right. I thought I had the subs right." And he didn't. So me to say, "Oh, you've got there and lost one," and the banter's there. Yeah, the banter's always gonna be there because, like Jason said, it's a natural thing with the teams. But the truth is, 1, it's hard to get there. 2, most teams have gone there and lost the final. It's very hard to go to a final like that. It's like in most big sports that have a global viewing. When you get to a final like that, and it's just I think I was saying to Sheen was in the room with me on the penalties, and I called Eze. I said, Sheen, he's going to miss. Look at his eyes. Look at the fear in the man's eyes. And he missed it. She went, you got to stop saying that, man. And then when Gabriel came, I said, he's swallowing hard, Sheen. He's swallowing too hard. Look at the fear in his eyes. Bam. I should have went, oh my gosh, Steve, what is wrong with you? I said, Sheen, I know football. I know when a player's confident. Just goes up and goes top bins and walks away like, I can do this.
What did the missus want to win, Big D? Did she want Arsenal?
I think she wanted Arsenal to win in terms of in the team. That's why I said to Norms, I don't mind them winning to get the monkey off their back. But those two penalties, I called them. I said, you can see it. I think I might have put it in the chat. I could see the fear in the man's eyes, and I'm calling it, and they're missing. And I'm like, fellas, come on, man. And then I realized that obviously once the Eze won, it set a bad seed. I think it made everyone nervous. And then his penalties, his potluck.
Yeah, we you know what? As I say, we didn't seize the moment. We didn't seize the moment because PSG weren't at their best. When we scored that goal in the 6th minute, that's when we needed to push them, and we didn't do it.
Absolutely. You didn't try to win.
We didn't try to win. And that is exactly what it is, because we was up at that place uptown, there was about 5 or 6 of us went up there, and I mean the place was rammed. I mean, it was queuing out. Everywhere you went in London, it was red shirts. You know what I mean? Just pure red up there, you know what I mean? And we're there shouting and we're saying, closing down Odegaard. I put the thing up earlier on with Odegaard and Saka. 4 completed passes, guys. 4 completed passes from Saka and 6 from Odegaard. Yeah? These are guys that are on lots of money.
In 120 minutes, not 90 minutes, by the way.
120 minutes. 120 minutes.
No, I got taken off at 85th minute, and someone, I don't know when Odegaard got taken off, but the 4 passes are, you know what I'm saying? The 4 passes are like 85 minutes or something like that. But listen, I couldn't believe it, innit? But
it's not good. And those are the moments that you need to do it. Sometimes some people are going to turn around and say, well, if we went we couldn't go toe-to-toe because we're not on that level. We haven't got the kind of quality players. Or, Arsenal, we know Arsenal back in 2022, we played some scintillating football. But what we didn't have right was the balance in terms of defence and attack. Now we've gone completely the other way. It's like, just defend and just hopefully we...
Well, you did it against Fulham. I know it's Fulham, but do you remember the last couple of the games of the season when he just went attacking? Was it Fulham? Saka and Yokoro?
Yeah.
So it's not like you can't attack. And I'm saying when PSG...
It's not consistent enough, though. It's not consistent enough, though.
Not consistent, but I'm saying if considering how PSG was playing, especially how poor their back line is, not necessarily poor, but how poor it can be, you had that opportunity, innit, where you can go forward. Like for me, it's the intent. Because if you try to go for it and lose, you could say, we tried our best, we left it all on the pitch. It's PSG, we couldn't beat them. We tried as much as we could. Do you know what I mean? And then you could say, we tried to do it next time, kind of thing. But with this, there's more question mark left. Oh, we could have done more here. Even us talking about it now, we're saying you could have been more attacking. You could have made more passes. You could have tried to attack more and get a corner.
That's the thing. That's the frustrating thing for me. And that's what I'm saying. Going into next season, just first of all, let me just big up to Views, man. Big up every time, man. Every time, man. Big up to you. Big up to you. And that is the problem. And it's simple to say big up to Views. That is the problem that going into next season, we have to change our style of play. People goes, no, you don't change your style of play because this is where it got us to. But you look, ultimately, at some point, it's going to come to a head. Yeah? And it came to a head this weekend because we played absolutely, a rotten football, as people say. You know what I mean?
Sorry. Yeah. I was going to say to you, if you don't change your style of football, do you think you'll get away with your set piece strategy next season?
No, I'll tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. Because obviously, with all the stuff that's coming in terms of, we've seen what the World Cup, they're going to bring in all these new laws and everything. Yeah? 5-second rule for throw-ins. You're grappling in the box. Even if the ball is not kicked, they're going to go and look at that and view it. So all of this, listen, look, Arsenal will probably do it the most, but it's going to affect everybody,
Yeah,
so,
of course it will.
Yeah, Arsenal and Arteta, especially Arteta, needs to change his way of thinking, tactics-wise. We have to get, for me, there's a number of things that we need to do. We need to get the balance between attack and defend.
Mhm.
We need to also get in top quality players. I can't be going into next season and I'm seeing Odegaard still in the side. I'm seeing Trossard. I'm seeing Martinelli in there. Even to the point, Kai Havertz. I know he's going to keep him, but Kai Havertz gets the goal. But that's about it. That's about
It's a
it.
good
But
goal. It was a good
it was a
goal.
good goal. It was a
Yeah,
good goal, and
great
that's what's
goal,
going to
yeah.
keep. That's what's going to keep this guy at the club. We always talked about Kai Havertz and Arteta dying on the hill with this guy. Odegaard,
Yeah.
for me, you know, the most hooked captain in Arsenal history. Got hooked again at the weekend. He does nothing. You watch the game. What was he doing? He's running around waving and whatever. Does nothing. Right? And everybody in that bar, yeah, was shouting ahead of him, get him off, get him off. He's not good enough. He's not good enough. So going forward, there's a number of things that Burton needs to do. You know, we've got the World Cup coming up and all that, and I get all of that. But we need to get these players over the line. And we will come on to that about, you know, the players that we're going to get. But we've got to get the players over the line, and the tactics must change. But you know what? Knowing Arteta is going to keep the same thing. And if he does do that, we're going to have a situation with Slott. As you can see, he's been released by Liverpool, spent over nearly $1 billion, 500 million, half a billion. Yeah, the fans weren't having it. Yeah, the fans have said, no, this ain't the thing. Yeah, you ain't good enough. And now he's been let go. Areola now is looking like the front runner to come in. And I don't know what you guys think, but I think the way he's got Bournemouth into a Europa League position, finishing, I think he finished sixth in the end. I think it was sixth he finished. Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
With the
Yeah,
resources that he's got, the players that he's lost in terms of Semenyo, Kirkheads, you know, his defenders and all that, he has done absolutely brilliant. He's done
Great.
absolutely brilliant. And I think him taking over Liverpool is going to, yes, people are going to say, yeah, you've gone from a stadium of 12,000 to a stadium of 50 plus thousand or whatever it is that Liverpool hold. So the standards are going to be at different levels. They're going to be different levels. How do you think he's going to do now? You know, he's looking like the talks are in France according to Fabrizio Romano. If it's not already signed, he looks like he's going to be the one that's going to be doing his Bournemouth, who's now at Liverpool, the director of football,
Richard Hughes. Yeah.
said like, bro, coming in. You know what I mean? So, what, guys? Just quickly, what are your thoughts on Areola taking over and the whole thing of Slot? Obviously, was it the fans or was it Salah that got rid of this guy? And is there talk about Salah possibly doing a U-turn? All of this nonsense and rubbish. Just let me quickly hear you first. First of all, go to Big D, Yasser, then JP.
Yeah, if you look at Areola, he's in a very similar position, in my opinion, JP, to Michael Carrick. Now, whenever you come to the big clubs, and that big club disqualify for Champions League. Sorry, Azza, I had to put that one in there, but never mind, brethren. Next season.
Yeah, no.
Anyway.
I didn't want you anyway. I wanted one game a week like you. You know?
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. So for these managers to come in, Norm, and take on all of it, the 4 competitions, the team rotation. Obviously, there's some bad dynamics that's happened. Hence why Slott's got. So he's got to find out what players are truly on board. So I think he's in a very similar position to Michael Carrick. He's going to find out that this is a lot of press conferences. This is a lot of this. This is a lot of that. There's a lot of obligations. And I think he'll realise that Bournemouth have about 12 to 14,000 in that stadium or thereabouts. You know, you come into Anfield now. This is Anfield, as they like to let us know on the sign. And do I say I wish him well? Probably not, because that's probably my biggest rival is Liverpool in terms of, you know what I mean? So I'm not trying to wish him well, but it's a good job for him in terms of he needs to elevate. That's his next step up. It's a huge.
Would you have taken him over Carrick?
I think they're similar. I think they know how to work with what they've got in that moment.
They got the same trim.
And same trim as well. He may have a little bit more experience than Carrick, because you have to remember he's lost key players and still got Bournemouth into the top 6 to play in Europe. So you got you after him for that. I'm not sure if Carrick had lost his top players at United, would he have been able to work a similar magic, even in one game a week? JP may correct me on that. So you know what I mean?
Mate.
Sorry?
Ballon d'Or was out.
Balendorgi was out. You're right, JP.
Dorby, you know.
Yeah, and as much as we want to run jokes, right? JP's right, because that was a huge thing for us not having him. You saw how that left hand side just looked a little bit just wrong without him playing there. So, and he's a young kid, as you can say. But I wish him well in terms of that. That's a nice job for him. But if Liverpool think up the joint, then so be it, man. So be it. You know what I mean?
Hey, I got a mad take when it comes to this Liverpool thing, because you know what it is with me. I think there's a lot of people that haven't noticed the difference between, because essentially Liverpool fans have blamed Slott. They blamed Slott for their goals being washed. Yeah. But they think that it's his fault that some of them has fallen off. Now we've seen Fabinho fall off, Wijnaldum fell off after he left Liverpool. You see this high intensity football, it does that thing where you just lose your physicality, not necessarily physicality, but your athleticism kind of goes. Your body's kind of, you hit that mountain peak at some couple of years and then you just fall off after. And this is what we saw Salah and said, hey, listen, his legs are gone. Yeah, McAllister, legs are gone. I think he hasn't necessarily changed much of how he played the season before. I just think that a lot of things happened throughout the whole season that caused Liverpool to be in the position that they're in. Whether it's the tragedy in the summer, which if you've played football, it's not easy losing someone in the changing room when you're there every single day.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people have done this thing which I didn't like because they're scared to say it on the internet because they don't want people to tell them that they're using it as an excuse. They try to say that doesn't matter in terms of how it affects the team, innit? But if he's an integral part of the team, also considering he was coming off the bench and saving them in games, when they needed someone to do that for them throughout the season, they'd remember that he's not there no more. Do you get what I'm saying? I think that had a big, what's it called, a big part to what happened in the season. And then you also had, Kirkus came in and he looked shaky because all he does is run up and down the pitch. And then what happens is that translates to your back line. Because remember, Van Dijk doesn't trust the left back no more because he doesn't know where it's going to be. So does that mean he has to run out or not? Do you know what I mean? That confusion there. McAllister's lost his legs. Konate, he was looking very shaky throughout the season, and then he had this loss of his father as well. Do you know what I'm saying? The right back Trent left. Alisson was injured and he's shaky, and Mama, that's really is not a goalkeeper. That he conceded 15 shots from his 25 shots. Something crazy like that. Yeah, obviously, Frimpong's been injured, and then obviously the other right back got injured. Salah fell off a cliff, and he scored a lot of their goals throughout that season. And then you got Gravenberch. His season hasn't really up and down.
Hasn't
really replaced
you got Isak with the Isak coming over.
Isak came in and he was injured.
Ekatike now is not going to be around.
You could kind of look still. What people thought is when you spend big money, the one thing you can't control is the adaptation period. Like it doesn't matter how much money you spend on a player. You bring him in, it doesn't mean it automatically equals he's going to come in and score goals. Absolutely. Whether he's Premier League proven or not, because we had it with Cucurella when he came in and he had issues with adapting because his son is autistic or something like that. And then all those seasons, all the way up to the Poch season, he did not look like the guy that we bought from Brighton. We were about to send him on loan to United, if you guys remember. Yeah, they won it, was it January? And then he played that bit part of that season, and all of a sudden he kind of done it. Not every player cooks in his first season like some people like to think. He comes in, if he's great, that's it, or you want to sell him straight in the summer. Like it's not always that. Some players come kind of start understanding their role and all that. But that's not even my worst point. If Slot, I thought they kind of have to spend more money. Yeah, they have to spend 500 million to bring them in wrong. But the only problem with that now is Slot. So essentially Slot done his thing the other way around. Instead of having a poor season in his first season and then winning the league, he won the league and then had a bad season.
Yeah.
But with Slot, let's say it was Slot's fault wherever he's gone. Yeah, remember Salah done the statement. He's talking about heavy metal football and all that. Like he can play that kind of football at this age, and now he can't. But then even Slot responded and said, "Well, whatever football we played last season, you liked it." You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why. Is it my tactic or your tactic? But putting that all aside, yeah, Semenyo spoke about Areola's football and his training, and it's very high intense. The training's very intense. Yeah. We don't really know are these players going to be? You can't get hamstrings off the shelf like they did with the asthma pumps and all that on the club. You can't get that. How are these players good? Because in the beginning, because I've seen it with Poch when he comes in here, he makes you do all these litmus tests and he's running and that, and you start getting injuries more consistently. You need to have a bench. Your players need to be able to do it physically, and if the man-to-man marking thing looks very nice and that when it works, when it doesn't work, you look like you're chasing shadows.
Yeah.
It looks like it's not working. So if he doesn't have a plan B and stuff like that, yeah, you might be playing attacking football. Yeah, but it's all fun and games till your players start to get injured and you're in trouble. So if it works out for them, then obviously it's a great decision. I just feel like it's going from a bit more possession to very attacking. Yeah, and usually seeing it happen to my team, and I know how it works. I know we have different players. Every team has different players and whatever, but you need a bench. We've seen it on the club as well. When you play high, you just sighted like from one ping pong football, whatever like people like to call it. If you play that kind of football, you need to have a bench so you can give everyone that rest and always keep the intensity levels high on the pitch without kind of taking too much from the players as well, or playing him too much and getting him injured. You got to find the balance, and I think we'll see whether he's got the minerals for that. I think a lot of people are also looking. I get what improvements he made for Bournemouth, and none of us expected that. I just think that this is different because now you have players with egos. Obviously, Konate is leaving this season. He's about to go Real Madrid. Like, what is it really that's gonna happen? Like, are the players he's gonna bring enough? Are they good enough? I know they bought Jacquet and Leone, who got the ACL injury throughout the season as well. Yeah, in his first game. What players are they gonna bring? And are they gonna get the right players to replace a Salah? And what are they? Because remember, they probably even need to get a striker. Otherwise, they're gonna put Gakpo up front until Ekitike comes in. But Ekitike is not gonna be fully fit until the next summer, something like that. Like, it's not gonna be. So those are a lot of question mark that people kind of put to the side, yeah. But what they do in the summer is very important.
I mean, just coming here quickly, yes, you listed a number of players that are either not hit the ground running or their future's looking slightly shaky. And I think Areola, he's looking at probably bringing in forwards and stuff like that, and stuff like that. Now it's beginning to sound like it's going to be another rebuild, even after spending that kind of money of 500 million. You know, I think Kofi last week said that you could be looking at another 300 million plus.
But how much money does it cost to build a team? I don't think it's close to $1 billion. You spend about $1 billion. We've probably spent about $1 billion. So if you're going to build with some of the players that they're bringing in, Lacazette, Isak, those players are all going to be that kind of money. Do you know what I'm saying? So you easily rack up the money up to a certain amount. But they've also got a lot of their big spine leaving. We don't know if Alisson's leaving. I think Van Dijk got 1 more year left or 2 years left on his contract.
Yeah, but there's talk about probably maybe staying another year.
That's what I'm saying. So I feel like they will have to spend money, whether it's fixing what they brought in. Because I've always said, if you're going to get rid of Trent, your creativity is going to end up probably coming from the middle. But you need to get a right back that can defend. They bought the guy in the middle, but they never really got a right back. Do you know what I'm saying?
You never know. You never know. Trent might come back to Liverpool because
it's not like Dumfries took his spot. You know, that's crazy.
You know, can you imagine if that happens? I mean, listen, JP. There's talk about with Salah and the whole thing of him getting his manager out and player power and all of this, and Areola, from the Basque region, no nonsense. Is he going to be able to deal with these characters and then obviously the style of football is probably closer to Klopp than say what Slott was doing. I think it was African.
I call him the paella pot. That's what he is, bro. You're gonna see it, bro. It's a paella pot, bro.
Yeah. All right. Oh yes. Listen, just let us know what you got coming up. Big up to you for coming on. We are coming down, but what you got coming up, man? Thanks for coming on.
No, I probably got a show coming up on Friday and like a boxing watch along on Saturday. So
probably are you doing any World Cup watch alongs and stuff like that? You getting in?
Yeah. I'm gonna do that as well. Yeah, we're gonna do World Cup watch alongs with a group of people that we do watch-alongs with. So even if I can't be there, bro, they'll be doing the watch-alongs for me. You know what I'm saying? Work smart, not hard. But yeah, we're gonna try to watch as much games as we can because some of these games are late. You know what I'm saying? I don't know
I hear that. Yeah.
how
It's
you
gonna
can
be
watch
mad.
them games and still make it to work, bro. You get me? They're gonna get man fired if you watch some of these games.
Yeah, no,
But
I hear you.
yeah, other than that, listen, big up for having me, big up JP.
No, thanks for coming on, man.
Big
Really
up,
appreciate
brother.
it.
Big
Yeah,
up the
big
chat.
up every time, man, and we'll chat again, man. Take care, bless up. Yeah.
Love, big up.
Everybody go subscribe to Yasa TV. Yeah, JP, sorry, just coming on to you. Just with the whole Areola stuff. You know what I mean? Lots of changes happening. He's gonna be having to think about the sort of players he's gonna bring in. We know Kanate is on his way out. So they're gonna need to be looking for another defender. You know, and I think they're probably gonna need a defender that can probably hit the ground running as well. You know, the type of football he does play, that open, expansive football. But I think he's going to probably bring that kind of excitement back to Liverpool for a start. Is it a big step up for him, and do you see him, you know, coming in and probably doing what Slott did in his first year? I mean, nobody really heard of Slott. He did win a title with Feyenoord in there, but a lot of people hadn't heard of him. He's coming. Slott Klopp had backed him and sort of said, "Yeah, he's your man." Blah blah. He coming. Nobody expected him to win the league. Then he did walk it. Following year, falls off, and now Areola is the man. How do you feel about him? And does he take Liverpool challenging for the title? They've just about scraped top four. And do you think he's going to push on with these guys?
I think it's a difficult one. I hope and I think he's not. I think it's that I think people have touched on it. There's a big difference to a Bournemouth and a Liverpool. If Bournemouth don't have a win in 5 games, nobody even notices.
Yeah,
we don't come on here
and talk about it.
Bournemouth haven't won in 5. If Liverpool don't win in 5, it's going to get talked about. It's going to be a lot, and that's the sort of thing that can happen when you get a new manager, and you know he's got to have his own ideas about how he wants to play and all of that sort of stuff. And you're going to see, can he handle the pressure? Now, none of us know the answer to that question. We're going to find out pretty soon, especially if it doesn't start well or doesn't go well for a period. That's when you're really good. Slott had a great time the first year because it all went really well.
Yeah.
And what you started to see from Slott when it didn't go well was what I find really interesting is when he left, none of his players said anything.
No, that was I did pick up on that as well. They didn't say anything, bruv.
Silence was golden.
Word.
Yeah.
Obviously
you didn't like him.
So that says everything. So I don't think it's just a Salah thing. I think this is a player thing. And I think if he was getting on with the players and he had the dressing room, I'm guessing he would have still been in the job.
Do you think? I know Areola coming from Bournemouth, obviously a lot smaller. We know that. Do you think that the player power thing will, because that's what we essentially saw that from Liverpool in Slott's last.
100%.
Do you think that will be would it be the same sort of thing if it doesn't kind of work out? Do you think it'll be player power again, or do you think Areola will be able to sort of deal with these players and sort of like put them in their place? You know, what I mean, if they start speaking out of turn and all of that.
See, I don't know that much about Areola, but what I've heard about him is he's no nonsense.
That's what I heard.
Yeah. He's from the Basque region, so I'll expect that as well. This is quite a generalization, I suppose, but generally you say those guys who play football in that region, they don't play. And so I think they've got someone who can command the dressing room. The interesting thing will be is what are the players, how do they respond to him? Because I think if at the beginning it goes well, I think he might be all right. I think if they start struggling early, the players are going to look at him like, who is this guy? He comes from Bournemouth. He doesn't know what he's doing. It's quick. It will happen quick. He don't know what he's doing.
To be fair, Jay, just sort of come back in. I mean, when Slott came in last season, not last season, season before.
Yeah.
You know, everybody was sort of said, "Who's this guy?" Blah blah blah. You know, even the Liverpool fans, and then he started
they
to
won.
really, and then they're like,
Right.
"Whoa, yeah, we got a good on there."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That could essentially happen to Areola as well. That could possibly happen to him. I think the difference with Areola, he's had, because he's been in how long's he been managing Bournemouth now? What, 3 years? How long's he?
Yeah,
Can't
3 or
remember.
4
It's
years.
about
Yeah,
that. It's
3 or
about
4
It's
that.
about 3 or
seasons.
4
Yeah.
years, something like that. So
Yeah.
he's got a bit of experience, you know, working in the Premier League. And then, and as Yasser said, I think, you know, Slott did it the wrong way around. I know it sounds crazy when you think about it. I mean, I don't mind doing things the wrong way around as long as I win it. But he's won it his
Yeah.
first season there, and then he's completely just fell off a cliff the
Yeah.
following year. And that's because of, obviously, I think African Cat said that it changed the style, the tactics.
Yeah.
He kind of tried to play this kind of more possession-based footballs, slow it down, and even to the point where they were saying that even the players weren't as fit. And one thing about Areola is that he
Everything.
will make the players fit again. Um, Injuries to a degree. I mean, like Frimpong, I think ever since he's joined that club, he just can't stay fit. So I don't know what his future. I don't know what's going to happen to him. What his future is going to be. Obviously, he's got like the likes of Ekatike, who's going to be out for a while because of the Achilles that he's done on his leg. And then obviously with Van Dijk a year older, you know what I mean. Alisson, as he gets older, he's picking up more injuries and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things to kind of think about going forward. I think it's not going to be an issue. PSR is not going to be an issue when it comes to Liverpool spending again because they sold well, and so they've got money to spend. I think people, if they don't will, people are going to look and go, "Yo, you nearly spent £1 billion and you're still not doing it." So you're right, Jay. He has got an awful lot of pressure on his top head, on the top of his head, and the fact that he's not managed a club of that size, all eyes will be on him, scrutiny, the press, and all that. As you said, Bournemouth. I mean, the only time we knew that Bournemouth went 19 games without losing at home is when we had to go to them.
Exactly.
I mean,
That's what you hear. That's what you hear.
That's when when they came to us. That's when you hear the stuff. When City went to them, so it was like, whoa. Now we pull up the stats. You know what I mean? But other than that, Bournemouth mid-table team, and they've done well with the resources they've got at this time. So it's a different beast. You know what I mean? Obviously, they've got a new manager taking over there, so we'll see. They're going to lose players like Coupe, who I'd love to have at Arsenal. I mean, you know, the window. You know, the transfer window is now open, and we're looking at 70 plus players looking to possibly move this season. And one of the players who's definitely on their way is this guy. He's
Edison.
been signed from Atalanta. Here we go. 45 million euros package with add-ons included, agreement now in place, medical and formal steps to follow, but deal in place. And Man United have moved quick. They've moved quick. You know, just the start of things. You've also got the fact that Onana is now back in the camp. You know, is Cameroon? Is it Cameroon he plays for, isn't it? Is it Cameroon?
Where does Baleba play? And he plays with Baleba and Mbeumo.
Is he Cameroonian?
Yeah, he's Cameroon.
Yeah, it's Cameroon. Yeah, it's Cameroon. Yeah. Because I saw Mbeumo.
I didn't World Cup.
Nah. I saw Mbeumo at the tennis, Norm. I saw Mbeumo at the tennis, so I know you're not the World Cup, mate. Is that Roland Garros?
Well, listen, we're hearing that Onana is going to be back and he's going to be going out on his season once he comes back from his holiday.
Yeah, he's going to go out another loan, isn't he? He's going to go out on another loan, I think.
Yeah, I think Strasbourg look like they might go and try and take him again back. But listen, the longer it goes on, you never know what can happen. But
as long as if they're covering all his wages, I don't care. Let him go back there on loan. You know what I mean? You can't have him anywhere near trying to talk nonsense to this young goalkeeper. But this young goalkeeper's done a really good job where no one knew who this kid was. What you don't want is Onana coming and sowing some stupid seed in this kid's head saying, "You should try this, mate." Nah, brother, we good. Like whoever's coaching him has done a phenomenal job. Yes, it's one game a week, and now he's going to step up to having to play Champions League, and obviously he'll get he'll get his rest in the cup games, but he'll play Premier League and Champions League. And like for me, the kids done good. I look at this, Norm. I think this is the right price. We haven't gone and blown 100 million euros on somebody, and if they, whoa, Man United got money. So the 45 says, yeah, man, we're kind of
under 40 million pounds.
Yeah, we're kind of Sainsbury's rather than Waitrose right now. We're at Sainsbury's, and I'm okay with the Sainsbury's as a taster. But at one point, we're gonna go to Waitrose and spend a bit of big money on one of their midfielders. Jay, I don't know who it's gonna be, but one of them man's got to come from Waitrose. But for now, the Sainsbury's team and Tesco's can work as we build a squad. It's about squad building.
Just quickly, who are the players that you're linked with? Like, you know, in terms
too many.
of Hoyland looks like he's gonna have a permanent stay.
Oh, it's done. That's done. It's gone.
Is that done?
It's gone. It's gone. Yeah. So that money for Hoyland paid for this kid. So that's just good business straight away.
Right, okay.
Almost like for like financially. They're linking us heavily now, JP, with Morgan Rogers.
Well, we're linked with him as well. We're linked with Morgan Rogers.
Yeah, I've been seeing some stuff just today while I was just having a nose. You know, I was out with the missus and she drove me today, which is a rarity. I normally drive the Queen, and the Queen said, "Brother, you've been working hard. I'm driving you today." And I said, "Yeah, mommy, get back." So I'm on my phone.
While she's pressing some transfer.
Yeah, you know, and I was seeing this stuff, and I thought Morgan Rogers, interesting. Also, the Newcastle guy, the left back from Newcastle. So that's our one. I like him.
I think we linked with the same. I think we linked with the same players because we're linked with him as well. So it's going to be interesting in the summer. You know what I mean? You know, but listen, at least you've got your first player over the line.
He's a squad player for me, though. He's a squad player.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That money is squad player money. We have to go to the lofty 80s for a first teamer. 80s upwards for a first teamer.
Big up Lynch every time. Big up,
brother. You'd be disappointed if he's our midfield option. Like, replace Casemiro, for example. You'd be disappointed. You'd be disappointed. So you're hoping he's
Zagate. What's gonna happen with him?
It sounds like he's gone as well. So it sounds like
he has to be gone. Yeah.
And the thing with you guys is it about, you know, the players that you're bringing in? Do you have to sell before you can buy, or is that not a problem?
No, the money there, no. But me and JP were talking about it in the week, and I said to JP, why does everyone know how much we got in kitty? I hate that. But like JP just said, they're doing the maths from who's going. They say, okay, well, Hoyland's gone. Hopefully, the Rashford thing, I don't even know.
What's happening with that again? Is it? That's a bit up in the air at the moment.
This is what I said to my brother JP. I said that what we're seeing, we're not calculating the wages, and I think you've got to calculate that 300 plus wages in the Rashford deal.
Okay, sorry, yeah.
So this is why they're trying to lowball us, because he didn't want to take a pay cut. Now he said he would take a pay cut to go to Barcelona, but his lifestyle can't warrant that. This guy lives on private jets, gentlemen. So you can't take a pay cut to go to Barcelona. Otherwise, you're going to feel it, because all your hangers on that Marcus is always paying for. I mean, I saw this thing with all the tattoos. He's gone mad with the tattoos as well. He's really gone mad with the tattoos.
Hey, sorry, talk about tattoos. I'm talking about tattoos. Have you seen that tattoo that Ganacho has had on his back?
No, what's he done now?
He's had the out. Somebody put it in the chat. I saw it, and man, I don't know if the tattoo is more uglier than him or the other way around.
Oh, wow. One of them is it?
But yeah, I can't remember. Yeah. I come across it. He's had this mad tattoo. And somebody was, I think it was a pundit was saying, some pundit was saying, I can't remember who it was saying, he should spend more time on the pitch rather than tapping up his body. You know what I mean? But it's just crazy.
And I think I've said this before, guys, on here in regards to Rashford. If that's my son or my nephew, I'm telling him to hold firm on his money. He signed a contract. It's legally binding. Get your money. But so I think Man United got to look at that and say, we may have to, if we don't want him there because we don't want that pay structure anymore, we may have to just say, right, okay, we're getting that. We have to calculate the wages, because I think we owe him, if he stays on, I think we owe him 20 odd million in wages, Jay, or it's mad money when you add it up, what's left. Yeah. So if you add that wages.
What's he got in his contract? 2 years?
Another two. It may be 2 + 1 if we triggered the +1. but I think it's 2 years. So if you got so you got 2 years of money. You have to combine the 2 years' wages with a transfer fee. That's how I would do the business. Because if Carrick said, "Well, I'll figure Marcus out," people are still going to look at that and say, "That's what you're paying him." Everyone's knocking that door for a pay rise, no. Everybody.
Yeah.
If he comes back on that money, because what's he on, about the 320 mark or whatever? It's a lot of money. And so for me, if we're trying to go in the right direction with Carrick, because obviously me and JP spoke about the best in class and how we didn't want to pay a manager 15 million, because that's what it costs for best in class, 15 million a season. Carrick's going to be on a light 5 to 6 max, Jay. Probably not even that.
Yeah, well, Arteta could be on.
Yeah,
20.
He could be on something like, what's it, 24, 25 mil? Yeah. He'd be the
and
highest paid
you imagine if he'd won.
and the longest and most experienced manager now in the league.
Right.
Well, apart from David Moyes. Now, David Moyes is the longest
Oh, yeah, David
in
Moyes.
terms of experience. But in terms of winning a Premier League, Arteta apparently now is the only one of all the managers in the league. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
That's why the Premier League. So you know everybody's gonna be running for that.
But if you look at the money, no, I don't know if you saw it. If you look at the money for winning, it's around 190 million for winning the league. You know,
Yeah.
it's a lot of money for winning the league. So for them to give him that money, they're just saying, "Nah, he's earned it." Even if we, like I said last week, JP to Norman, he got a little help from his friends, and maybe he didn't get that help that you needed in the Champions League. You know what I mean? Because I think if he had won the Champions League, he's getting even more money than what they're giving him. Norm. They're upping that again. So he's probably gutted because his bank balance got hit a little bit, and his pride, because he actually said, I don't know if he was drunk though when he said it. He said that they were winning on Saturday. He said it in a forum where they were celebrating the league, and I had to said it before the final, and I said, "Bro, keep that one to yourself, man, because you've never been there. Until you get there, you realize how hard it is to win it." And so, because you said it, that put more than the monkey already on your back. Oh, is that what he did? This brother.
That's put his back. That's put his back.
Why would you put the Joker on your back?
Because he's a Joker. That's why.
Why so serious? That's nuts, JP. It's great art if you're into the art. That's great art, but geez, brother.
I'm so glad.
Yeah, I can't remember what football pundit was saying. He should spend more time sort his talent on the pitch rather than.
You sure that's AI? No, I'm sure that ain't AI.
No, it's not. It's definitely. It was on.
No, it's on loads of different.
It's on.
Yeah,
do you know how many hours you have to sit to get a tattoo like that on your back?
Yeah, it was mad. I think it was on Sky.
Hours upon
hours.
I
sure I read it on Sky or someone, one of them ones. You know, it's crazy.
He's a madman. He's a madman.
I think they're saying that he should worry about get himself up to the levels of Cristiano Ronaldo rather than doing this madness. I was going to say, but there you go. He's going to have that on his back. So you know what I mean. And why so serious, brother?
And you know when he scores, he's taking his shirt off to reveal that, right?
Of course he's going to do that.
Can't help himself, can he? And he'll point to his back. Rather than point to the badge on his chest. Anyway.
Yeah. So
we dodged the bullet, JP. Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you so much.
Yeah, JP said me that. But so listen, the transfer window is well and truly open. Obviously, managerial stuff happening as well. We're now seeing that Marco Silva now is gone to Benfica.
Oh, is that where he's gone?
Because obviously Mourinho's at Real Madrid, isn't it?
Yes,
so, but there was a delay because obviously they're having elections, the what you call it, presidential elections at Real Madrid.
For Real Madrid,
but now, he's signing. So Fulham, Fulham will have a new manager, and he's thanked. He sent a heartfelt letter to the fans. They backed him and all of that, but he's gone back to Portugal and will be managing Benfica. So. He might start winning him some titles or him winning some titles. I mean, he's been linked with a lot of teams while he was over here. I think at one point, I can't remember who wanted him. He was going to go to... Who was it he was going to go to? I can't remember what club it was. But it was one of the clubs in the Premier League, maybe one or two clubs. It didn't obviously happen. And now he's off to Benfica. So yeah, I mean, this is what it is. Just to see what am I doing here? Just get rid of that. Right, and them footballers more money than sense. Yeah, they have. They certainly have. But let's coming down. The last thing I'm going to finish off with is this one here, and this is the parade. The parade was fire, guys. As you know, I went to it on Sunday, and brother, people galore. Let me just quickly share this. It's this one. So this is So which one is it? Is it this one? Is this one? Yeah. Well, that was a picture that was taken and sent to me, and then the other one was myself down it. I'm trying to find it. Was it this one?
Why Normski is looking, Big D? Big D, I've heard Arsenal fans say they're now the biggest supported club in the world. All this stuff because they've had one parade.
Yours. Where about for you, Norms?
This was I was by where was it? Finsbury Park.
Okay.
I was by Finsbury Park. And yeah, it was good. And then yeah, let me just finish with this one. Where is it? This one here. Yeah, let me do this one. So I didn't get there. I didn't get there too late. I didn't get there till late. I got there about 4:30, 5 o'clock. So I didn't get to see the bus, but you know, the people, there's still people up there. I mean, when you see the camera spin around, you got Finsbury Park over there, and like the people that were in there, and then the queues for the tube station was just going all the way. Yeah. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. Lisa and them was up there. She went up from early, so she got to see the parade bus go by and everything. And she was saying, to a degree, she said that the players didn't look as happy as they should, and I get it. And you know, me personally speaking, I think they should have waited a week, but you know, because you've just lost. I know if we'd won it, we could care less. But you've just lost the Champions League, and you're flying over too soon, brother. So
that was too soon.
You can still see it was etched on them. And
the man's was hurt, man.
Yeah.
Norms, is it true? Is it true that I know that's your guy there, Lee Gunner? Heard that he was bawling on his stream. Is that true?
Yeah. He was crying, man. Because, brother, you know, I mean, listen.
I've never cried over my team, JP. I'm telling you that straight.
No, me
I've been vexed, but I've never bawled. I heard he was bawling on his stream.
No, he was crying. No, he was.
My brother says yes.
Yeah. You know, losing a final and also winning the Champions League, not the Champions League, the Premier League. 22 years of waiting to win a Premier League.
I think I got a bit not bawling, but I got a bit emotional when we did the 99 treble. I was with my brother-in-law, rest his soul, passed away from cancer, and we was at the yard. You know, what I mean, we're taking a little bit of rum, and we was on it. And then when we scored, I was like, I was in a mad one. But I'm never bawled because we lost. I'm just, wow, we lost. I'm vexed now. I can't even judge. Just from TV and go do something.
When we won the Premier League, the night we won it, obviously, when Bournemouth drew with City, a little tear did come to my eye. And at the time, my Arsenal family came round, and then it was actually Sean's idea, JP, to send you that video.
see, that's what I'm saying.
No, listen, it was.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Obviously, I wouldn't even think of that. Like if we'd have won,
I don't know. I don't know because he said.
I tease him all the time. I don't deny that. But that's just what we do. Yeah. But if we'd have won, I'll be calling Big D. I'll be calling like my nephews. You know what I mean? I'll be calling, and I'll be like, yo, we just be loving it together and doing that. I wouldn't even think about Arsenal fans or Liverpool fans. I couldn't care less.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Big D salute to you, brother. Yeah, man. Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. But
it just made me laugh when I heard it. I was like, brother was balling on the stream. At least block the channel, man. Yeah.
My Chelsea brother told me the same thing.
What's that, man?
Apparently it was closed door. It's closed at
closed door. Closed door. It was with closed door. I think with that mixed emotions, because obviously he didn't get to see it and he passed away in it.
Yeah,
so there was
right.
all of that. That was all of that inside of there. You know what I mean?
Man, like
but as I said, a lot of the ops came for us when we lost the Champions League. It is what it is. Banter. Some people border on hate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they're gonna come for you because the way you came for everybody because you won. And we understand how if you guys had won that, oh my god, it'd have been like.
But you know what?
Guys, would have been a nightmare.
Before we finish and close off, guys. Right. Before we finish and close off, obviously new season is starting. We've got the World Cup we'll be looking at over the summer. But right now, because our players are going to be off, you got 13, 14 players off. We got 16 players or 19 players. I can't remember what you said.
16. 16. Yeah.
There's obviously in between that of them flying out, right? They're going to come back. Depending on how far they go in the competition as well. Pre-season is going to be non-existent for a lot of these players. And coming into the new season, we have to hit the ground running. Who do you have as favorite? Again, who do you have as favorites for the new season? And obviously, Man United are doing their business. I'm sure Chelsea are going to do their business. Liverpool will do their business with a new manager. Chelsea with no Chelsea with no Champions League. Europe, so they're not going to have any games. Tottenham, who finished 17th, they're not going to have they've got De Zerbi. They're looking at a few players as well. So as the window roll on, we're going to see who comes up. But who do you think is favourites going into the new season? And just basically, how do you see it all sort of panning out? Do you know what I mean? Does Arsenal change their style of football? If they do, will it make a big difference? If we do go into the season playing like we did last season, I think we might come unstuck. But what's your thoughts quickly before we end the show?
Well, for me, if you look at opportunities with the merry-go-round with the managers, this may be an open season, Norm. Like I think to just say, because of what Arsenal did this season defensively, because you have to remember, like most of your games now as the champions are going to be cup final games. Everybody's going to want to beat you and take points off you. So you're going to find that it's going to be a different level of football, a different level of dark arts against Arsenal, because Arsenal have been one of the teams that are very good at the dark arts. So I'm not saying we're going to have a Leicester City come and win it, but I'm saying that any of that big six, I think if they click, could potentially be there or thereabouts. I think this one, out of all the seasons, is a hard one to call. Like you say, with us getting a new permanent, Liverpool getting a new permanent. Who else? Man City getting a new permanent. There's a lot of new permanents coming in now with big teams, so it's a very hard one to call. And then we're going to watch the business towards leading up to the season after the World Cup, and I think that may have us maybe look at the business and say, look what these guys have done. If this clicks, then it has to be them. So for right now, I just think with the merry-go-round of managers, it's a very hard one to call for next season.
Right. But if you, I know it's a very hard one for you to call. But who would I call? Yeah, who? Okay, it's early. We did it with JP. We did it. We've done it a number of occasions where you thought Arsenal would finish. I think last season, where did you say Arsenal was going to finish?
I just said there was going to be a drop off. Remember last year I said I
Yeah,
just think
yeah,
there was going to
yeah,
be a drop off, and you weren't going to,
yeah.
and you wasn't going to be challenging, which you
Yeah.
didn't really.
Yeah.
Last year, you finished second, but you didn't really challenge.
Yeah. But what was I say? The year that so when we went into the following year, the year that we won it, what was your prediction?
I can't remember.
Can't remember.
I don't think I predicted you to win it.
All right.
No, I think I went Man City Arsenal again. I think I went Man
Okay.
City Arsenal 1 and 2.
I didn't predict you to win it for
Right.
sure.
So
I don't think I'd have ever backed you. I don't think I would have.
Okay, so going into this season, if you were to say it's going to change, but just off your head, who do you think?
You asking me that question?
Yeah, both of you. Right.
Okay.
You JP, and then you.
So I would say this, right? I'd say I think Arsenal should be the favourites because you've got a stable manager. But I don't back Arsenal. I've never seen Arsenal defend a title in my life.
Right.
So I don't. Do I think this team is any good? I'll be honest with you. I think Arsenal's football's dead. What do I call it when I talk to you? Stiff.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
All right, and so I don't. No, I don't. So I think you should be the favourite.
Yeah.
But I won't be surprised if one of these new managers clicks and does a Slott.
There you go, Joe.
I'm backing Carrick.
You know what, man? Shake my hand, bro. Shake my hand.
You wanted to say it, didn't you? You wanted to say it. So you see, Big D. When I asked you about this a couple of weeks ago or whatever, you said like, well, no. See, Carrick, you would challenge for top 4. You would challenge for top. No, that's a lie. You would make a challenge for the league because you've already obviously got into top 4. Yeah, but you'd make a challenge for the league. But do you think you got a big chance of winning it?
Helps us.
I
think the merry-go-round helps us big time.
But I'm just thinking because maybe you had your reservations about him, playing those extra games and Champions League and that.
Yeah. But if they back him though, if they back him with the squad, and then you get another person to be with Steve Holland, it can't be just Steve Holland. There's got to be another good coach coming in. Forget Johnny Evans and Woodgate. Forget them two. I'm hearing that Woodgate's there because he speaks Spanish. You know what? Hire a translator with Man United. Allow it. You know what I mean? That's just me. Get me a second good coach and a good transfer window. Why not, Norm?
There's two coaches there, There's Holland and there's another one. I can't remember his name now.
Oh,
and then there's Johnny Evans.
And then the goalkeeping brother.
Johnny Evans, Woodgate, and whoever the goalkeeper coach.
Yeah, the goalkeeper.
But there is. So Steve is Holland is the
almost like second.
Yeah, he's a second. Yeah. Apparently, he's a diehard Man United fan.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, and I was like, okay, did not know that. Right. But there we go. So that's his dream job then. So he wants success, which is a good thing, a good mentality to have. The thing is, Norm, I think you have to back Arsenal. We have to back Man United.
Yeah.
As for the others, I couldn't care less if their managers succeed. Like I said earlier, like it's a good promotion for Areola, but I don't want him to succeed. You know what I mean? I'll be honest.
I've got to agree with you. I think it's going to be an open season. We are going into it. We are favourite because we have just won it. But my problem is that if Arsenal don't make the necessary changes in terms of the players, and the style of football, then I think we could come unstuck and do a Slott. That's my personal opinion. And and there's the other thing as well, is that Arteta might be really fixated on trying to win the Champions League. Do you know what I mean? But I don't want him to just put all his eggs in one basket and then forego the Premier League, because if you have a big drop off in that can affect you psychologically, going into the other competitions. I think we'll win some sort of domestic cup this season.
Yeah,
but it's going to be difficult to go back to back. And as you rightly said, JP, only a couple of few you could count on one hand that have done that. Yourselves, Man City, Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? In terms of winning,
very hard to do.
So we'll see what happens. But I just said a lot of these top fans are saying that Arsenal are going to be the dynasty. They're going to, for the next 10 years dominate and all that. We'll wait and see. I love that. I love that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. No,
You know,
fair enough. Fair enough. As long as you keep that, talk amongst yourselves. Fair play.
Yeah, no, look. It all, as I said, it all matters. As I say, you're going to look at the World Cup. You're going to look at the players coming back, injuries, all of that, and what you do in the market as well. So all of that is going to play a massive part into how we see, our each of our clubs, going forward. Arsenal are going to say that they need to sell to bring in the right players. In my opinion, saving for the stadium upgrade. That's another thing as well. There's this big talk. There's news that we've got a massive. We're making lots of money. We've made lots of money. Obviously getting to the Champions League final. We've made 170 odd million winning the Premier League and so on. And I think there was a prediction up until the point when we missed out on winning the Champions League. We could be looking at 300 million plus war chest. Wow. But then on the other hand, people are saying, no, we're going to have to sell before we can buy. So again, we're going to have to just wait and see. But it's going to be an interesting summer. And yes, Kawaja, just to answer your question, there will be shows during the World Cup, during the thing, whether it's individual, depending on the guys when they're available, they're free to come on any time. But I don't know. I might it probably would be good when England, but it depends on the time though. When England we might have to omit Big D because he's Brazilian.
Man, the thing is, because I work nights, I might be able to catch some of them games on my phone while I'm on the road between different warehouses and stuff. I might be able to catch some of them.
I don't want you doing watch-alongs while you're driving.
Nah, bro.
Hopefully, you might have a couple of watch-alongs on during the summer. Obviously, I'll be looking at the transfer window, and Ez, obviously, he's the one that kind of tucks out all the here we go stuff and that. So we'll be looking at week to week the transfer window. And yes, JP will be doing his forfeit. We're going to find a live show.
Oh, did I finish bottom then?
No, last season you finished bottom.
Oh yeah. Who finished bottom this year?
Oh, Ez finished bottom. But Ez said he wants to do it the same time you're doing it because
I was going to say, why don't we do it together?
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Because he refuses to do it. He goes, no, I ain't going to do it unless JP does it.
I'm not running for it. I keep saying I'm not running for it.
But JP, I don't know. Listen, I'm trying to think of a forfeit because why don't you wear an Arsenal shirt? Wear an Arsenal shirt for the whole of a show.
I don't have an Arsenal shirt to put on, so.
Oh, don't go and buy one.
Yeah, right.
If you go sports style,
he has to do a forfeit. Both of them have to do their forfeit before the season starts.
That forfeit, I'd have to agree to beforehand. I'm never going to agree to that now. Like being on the internet in an Arsenal show.
If we're in the community, they're quite democratic. Yeah, we might have to do a vote. Yeah, I'll do a vote. I'll find out how to do the vote, and we have to go with the votes, man. Come on, yeah,
because the last time Ez did the Chili's, didn't he?
He did the Chili's. Ez did the Chili's.
I want something like that. Give me something.
You don't mind? You don't mind doing it? I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna talk to your brother, Trev. I'm gonna say, Trev, please find me the hottest, and make JP eat that. So if you're happy doing that, we'll make you eat that live on the show. Make sure you got plenty of milk. Make sure you got plenty of milk with you. When Ez was doing it,
I remember, mate.
But you know what? Make both of you do it again. We'll see what happens. Because Ez wanna chose his own peppers, but I don't know if those peppers are really that hot. I think we need to purchase them and then give it to him. You know what I mean? Big D did feel sorry for him. I'm not gonna lie. He did feel sorry for him.
Yeah, I was like, bro, don't make yourself sick, because. Just because your stomach lining and all that madness, man.
Line it up, man. Get some milk, line it up, man. Line it up. But people, we come to the end of the show. JP, big thanks to you for coming on. Really appreciate it. Big up Big D for coming on as well. Big up to Yassi as well. Guys, come and check me out later. I'm on with DJ B at 9, 9:45, the midweek mingle. We will be doing a mingle review of our season, and we will be talking about the Champions League. Come along to that 9:45 tonight. and we, myself, will be on there with DJ B, doing a review of the season and how we're going to go forward in the new season. So come and check us out there, and look forward to seeing you all over there as well. So big up to everyone, big D, big up to you, JP.
Yeah, man, big up, Rose.
And
Big up,
listen,
guys.
we move on to the next one. Let me just find the thing to close it, and there we go. Listen, people, take care. Subscribe and share if you're new.
take care,
I'll see
man.
you on the next What's Going On podcast. Take care and God bless.